Welcome to Blether in the Heather, the podcast where we introduce you to the people behind the places that we all love. I'm Nicky, I'm from West Coast today, and my job gives me the privilege of meeting inspiring people every day. This series is proudly sponsored by wildaboutargyle.co.uk, and we are delighted to be working with them. So enjoy the conversation, and don't forget to follow, subscribe, and discover more episodes at westcoasttoday.co.uk/Blether, or find us on any of your podcast platforms.
So today I am so excited and honoured actually to be talking to Lauren Groves, who is one of the crew on the Tongyang Clipper boat. Now, as everybody knows, the Clipper race came back to Oban this year in the summer of 2026, and we have welcomed 10 very beautiful Clippers, and the whole place has been buzzing. Oban has been amazing, and we really hope we've given everybody a very warm welcome. So yes, meeting Lauren today. She is a member of the crew who has been on leg 1 and leg 8 of this amazing boat. Lauren has never stepped foot on a sailing boat before, although a bit of an adventurist. This is the first time she has done anything quite so crazy, and it's been a massive test of endurance. So delighted to meet you today, Lauren.
Nice to meet you too.
How was that intro? Obviously, I didn't say very much, so I don't know you very well. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Lauren. I have just turned 40. I'm originally from Essex in the southeast of the UK. I'm a secondary school geography teacher. I've taken a year off this year to have a bit of an adventure for my 40th year around the planet, and this has been quite a big part of it.
Fantastic. So I'm completely intrigued as to why, if you've never stepped on a sailing boat before, you thought, oh, I know what I'll do for my year off when I turn 40. I'll go and sail around the world and end up sort of at 45 degrees most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, Clipper is open to anyone who's got the right attitude and they want to give it a go. And there's no problem in giving it a go. If you want to do the first bit of training and you decide it's not for you, then you can just do that. But it appeals to me for lots of different reasons. I love being outside. I love having adventures. I also really wanted to do it to partly meet other people who also think this is a good idea. And in my normal life, I've got lots of wonderful friends and family, but nobody else decided that this was a good idea and wanted to join me. So
I wonder why.
Yeah, but it's nice to be now surrounded and have made incredible friends of people who also think this is a good idea. But yeah, I mean, crossing an ocean, trying sailing, I think sailing still is relatively inaccessible as a sport unless you come from a sailing background or you happen to have done a sailing taster at some point. So this was a way into trying something completely new. I've always done scuba diving and skiing and other kind of outdoorsy things, and this was a way for me to give a whole new hobby a go. So yeah, lots of different reasons that all fell together.
I really take my hat off to you. It's quite inspiring. So you started on the first leg on the 31st of August 2025.
Yep.
Having applied back in 2023, so you had to wait a whole 2 years.
Yep.
And did some immense training by the sounds of it. Immense and intense. And then you started on the 31st of August. Tell us about that first leg.
It was hard. And as I say, I was looking for a challenge and an adventure, and I do absolutely feel that I got both of those. There's an aspect of the first leg, even if you have very kind weather conditions, it's always going to make it particularly hard because you've got a crew that's just getting to know each other. You've got a skipper and a mate who are also trying to build their relationship. They might be new to the boat, even if they're incredible professional sailors. Everybody's still getting to know each other and work together. So that always makes things hard. We were also doubly challenged by a particularly difficult weather system, especially during the Bay of Biscay, but then also during the Atlantic crossing as well. We had multiple days of upwind, heeled over at, I say 45 degrees, but it might well have been 60. And that's hard. And everybody's not necessarily, well, they're certainly not well rested, but particularly exhausted, sometimes cold, sometimes tired, sometimes hungry, sometimes not having the experience they expected, finding some things harder than other people are finding them. So there's this whole mishmash of different personalities and people coming from all different kinds of backgrounds and people trying their best to get through it and trying to enjoy it, but it's hard. But it's also wonderful. Like, there's a reason. I mean, I didn't sign up to do leg 8 until I got to Punta del Este after leg 1.
So clearly it suited you.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
absolutely.
had a great time.
It was just wonderful. Like, just being outside for so much time, as much as with all the challenges that come with the people trying to get together on the boat, it works ultimately, and you don't really know how it works sometimes, but everyone just mucks in together, everything gets things done. You're experiencing something that some people never ever get to experience, and you have to try to remind yourself of that when things are tough. But yeah, ultimately I absolutely loved it. I loved the feeling of being offshore, You've got your own little floating city with just you and your crew, and it's just you and what happens here. You're offline, your brain completely resets in a way that it doesn't if you're on land. You're just in tune with the days and the nights and the things around you, but what's around you is a lot of sea and a lot of sky and not a lot else.
And not a lot else. How many crew?
So on that first crossing, we were 18 in total, including the skipper and the mate. This most recent leg, we were 24, so that was a full boat.
And what's the kind of split between male and female? What's the...
Overall, across the whole entire race, it's about a third female. Sailing is a mixed sport. There is nothing that's separated between the genders when any kind of race is. And that's very similar across our boat as well. So it's about a third female, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less.
Yeah, it's really great to see so many women involved in sailing as well, and quite a few skippers across the boats, which is very cool.
Yeah.
What would you say has been your most challenging thing that's happened to you during this experience?
I think not knowing whether I can do it. In the beginning, now I know that I can, but not having the confidence in myself to know that I will survive something, or I will get through something, or even hopefully I will enjoy something, especially during that first leg when things were really, really tough. Bay of Biscay, 5 or 6 days heeled over, and it's tough and you're finding things difficult for many, many different reasons. It's the not knowing whether you can actually endure it, and you've got the resilience and you've got enough to be able to dig deep enough to be able to get through. But it's quite incredible that even so during the Atlantic crossing, the first time, just a couple of weeks later, we had another period of pretty horrific upwind weather, had another period of 5 or 6 days upwind. Even just by the second time, I knew I could do it because I'd already done it before, a couple of weeks beforehand. So that first time of not knowing whether I can or not was definitely very, very hard. And now I know I can do hard things, which is really nice.
Especially in your 40th year as well, because I'm assuming this was part of your bucket list, and a lot of the bucket list is about proving things to yourself.
Yeah.
So you should be really, really chuffed that you've managed to do that. What an experience that so few people get to experience. And what would you say has been your most exhilarating moment?
I mean, there's a few highlights. One that always sticks in my mind is when we were coming into the coast of South America. So a couple of days off before we got to Uruguay, we had a completely pitch black sky and a crazy lightning storm off in the distance. And then suddenly we were surrounded by dolphins in the middle of the night in all of the bioluminescence. So they were just, I mean, one of the fellow crew members described them as being like torpedoes covered in diamonds, and they were just shooting through the water, and as they were just lighting up the water around them, chasing these fish, jumping all around. It felt like I was watching something out of a film, with a lot of CGI, but it was just nature doing incredible things. So that absolutely was a massive, massive highlight, and,
what a memory.
And something that, I can't imagine ever forgetting. And I didn't even try to film it. It was so good that you just thought, I have to just experience this. And then certainly a week ago now, when we were coming into Oban, so our boat came in second place, and we had a very much a tough battle to get that second place right at the end. So very tense and very exciting coming in, and we were able to just about overtake UNICEF a mile before the line. So that was definitely a highlight, and really, really fun to finish the race.
How close were you to Gosh and the coming second?
They were quite a few miles ahead. I think they got in the night before, so they were well ahead of us. But I mean, UNICEF had been ahead of us, so we had a problem with one of our sails on the way. So us, Gosh and UNICEF were very, very close, probably about 10 days before the end of the race. Unfortunately, one of the heads came off our sail, so that required a couple of days of fixing.
Didn't you get some penalty points taken off for that or something?
If you can't fix them, potentially, but you are expected to fix them, and every boat has fixed some sails at some point. Some things are fixable on board, some things aren't. For us, we knew that it was crucial that it had to be fixed on board, otherwise we were basically going to be out of the race. We didn't have the tools and the sails that we needed to go as fast as we wanted to. Had incredible sail makers and effort and support from the rest of the team, and they managed to get that sail fixed within 48 hours. But by that time, both Gosh and UNICEF had pulled ahead because they'd had the sails that they needed to for the conditions that we had. So, UNICEF were 30, 40 miles ahead of us for well over a week before we got into the Firth of Lorn?
Yeah.
When we got there, suddenly we found them sitting in a wind hole, and were able to catch up those 30, 40 miles pretty quickly, basically overnight. We were still moving.
You must have been buzzing.
Yeah, incredible to finally see them after weeks and weeks. We hadn't seen them since we left DC, really, but to have caught them up. And then, as I say, we just managed to make every single bit of wind work for us somehow, lots and lots of teamwork. really wondering, because we were going quite slow, there still wasn't very much wind, that somehow we managed to get a little bit more of that wind and managed to trim our sails in the way that helped us across the line before they were. So really to overtake them a mile before the end, we could all see the line. You could feel the tension coming from the other boat and vice versa. But yeah, really, really fun moment to have been to that. And we had everything to win and nothing to lose. We would have been very content with that third place, but you keep on pushing until the very end, and we did, and we got there.
Superb, well done. High fives all round.
Really good fun.
When it happens, you'll know about it. From breaking news to the stories shaping your community, West Coast Today keeps you informed daily. Get the latest in-depth coverage of the issues that matter most, from crime and council news to sports, education, business, culture, entertainment, exclusive features from across Argyll, Arran and the Highlands and Islands. Your subscription also gives you access to our digital editions every week. The Oban Times, Ulchaber Times, Arran Banner, Campbelltown Courier and Argyllshire Advertiser. Plus our archive of past editions, podcasts, video content and our popular local and visitor magazines. Produced by local journalists who live and work in the communities they cover, every subscription helps support independent local journalism and local jobs. Right now, subscribe at westcoasttoday.co.uk/podcast offer and get 3 months for just £8.84 instead of £10.40. That's less than 75p a week. Stay connected, stay local, stay with us. Please note, this special offer is available for a limited time only.
Have you ever been scared at any point?
The short answer is no. There have definitely been some scary situations and connected to the conditions that are out there sometimes. But I do think that the training on the whole does prepare you as well as it possibly could in terms of you having the skills to do what you need to do to make yourself not necessarily less scared, but to fix the situation the best you can. We've got incredible sailing professionals on board with us who are always there, and they are calling the shots. So as long as you can follow those instructions and remember your training, then you're able to find your way out of those. We've had certainly some very rushed conditions, especially on that first crossing where in the middle of the night on a pitch black sky, you have a pitch black squall come out of nowhere, massively increase the wind speed literally within a minute or two, and you've got far too much sail up and you find yourself really overpowered. So we had a couple of broaches and we managed to get through those, but they are scary situations. Nobody really wants to feel like they're going to come flying out of the boat.
No,
but Clipper is a very safe way to do this kind of activity.
The training is very thorough, isn't it? For somebody who's never even been on a sailing boat before to be doing what you're doing now, it must be very, very thorough.
Yeah. But what they do, they train you to be part of a crew as well. So, I couldn't do this by myself, but neither could the professional sailors. You can't sail a boat this big with just 2 people, even if those people are professionals. You need to have crews. So it's a lot about remembering that training and fitting in with other people and their skills as well and working together to make this boat go. There's no jobs on this boat that can be done by one person by themselves. Everything requires at least a couple of people. So as long as you can trust your crew and you've got trust in them and vice versa, you've got each other's lives in your hands. As long as you can work together and put anything else aside, if there are other things between you, then you're able to get through those moments.
Of course. And I'm sure you all respect each other as much as it's an equal thing, isn't it? You all appreciate each other for the fact that you've all got each other's lives in each of your hands. So
absolutely.
What's been your favourite stop?
I think Oban is going to be the answer by the time we leave. But I had a wonderful time in Washington, DC. We really, really enjoyed it. That was the start of this leg. So I was quite fresh. I wasn't tired because I hadn't just come off a boat. So I could really enjoy it. Got some friends there and I've been there before. So that was really nice. And also for me, it was really nice to catch up with the crew that I had left in Uruguay when I got the boat there. So about half the people on the boat-ish had been on the boat with me on the first leg. Yeah. So it was really nice to then see them again after many, many months of them travelling the rest of the way around the world and me getting back on the boat. So that was really, really nice. But Oban has been absolutely incredible and we've been very lucky. We came in quite early, so we managed to get a lot of the boat work done, which has meant that everybody's had quite a lot of time. The weather has been incredible the whole entire time.
You have been so lucky. Yeah. And we've been so lucky to be able to welcome you to this stunningly beautiful place that we all love. But with the sunshine in tow, we never get this. We do, of course, but not for any long period of time.
For a full week, it looks like. With so many nice outdoorsy activities, we've all been wild swimming and saunaing and just having nice strolls. We have some crew that gone up Ben Nevis the other day, and lots and lots of nice outdoorsy things, enjoying the town.
I've tagged along with a little Kilmartin museum trip yesterday where they were making Flintstones and things. They seem to be enjoying it as well. So lots of good things have been planned for you guys, and hopefully seeing Oban and the surrounding area in its best light, which is so good. Yeah. And what are you looking forward to next?
I'm looking forward to the end of the race.
Are you?
Just for the excitement, not because I want it to be over, and actually, in general, I wish it was still lasting longer.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very pleased to be at the front of the pack in the last leg, but also really sad that means if you're at the front of the pack, you have a shorter race, because I want to be out there for longer.
True.
So it's a bit of a conflicting feeling. Probably shouldn't tell my skipper that, because she wants us to beat it as soon as possible, but
Yeah.
maybe a little bit less competitive. But no, I'm looking forward to the next race down to Portsmouth. I think being there at the end of something is really incredible to be part of, especially having been there at the start as well. Lots of friends and family coming down to support as well, which is really nice.
Any friends and family come visit you here in Scotland?
Not in Scotland,
Just
no.
waiting
And
for you to
actually, I quite like being here with my crew
Yeah.
and just kind of enjoying each other's company in time, especially before we all scatter and go in different directions. So that's been really nice.
That makes real sense, and really good quality time to reflect on what you've done together.
Exactly.
Without any interruptions, which you'll obviously get.
Yeah,
at the
and
end of the
it's
next
wonderful
leg.
to have supporters as well.
Yeah.
But I just, I'm here with the crew that
yeah.
I'm with, and it's an experience that you can't really share in the same way that you can with other people. So lots of opportunities to spend time together before we all go in opposite directions.
Completely understandable. So what happens when you get to Portsmouth?
It's going to be a madness first day. Lots of celebrations. As I say, I've got some friends and family coming down. Some goodbyes to people. I mean, I'm really curious and to see who will stay in touch with each other from the team after we finish. And I really hope that there's quite a lot of people from my crew that I'll still be in touch with in a year or 5 years' time. There's already lots of tentative plans to go sailing together. So, but it will be an initial goodbye before everybody goes in the different directions.
Yeah.
Reuniting with friends and family who I've not seen for some time. And then after that, I'm on to a next adventure. So I'm going to go and move to China a week after and go and teach it out there.
Okay, so now I just want to tell you a little bit about our sponsor, Wild About Argyle. If you love discovering new places, planning your next trip, or just need a bit of inspiration, their website is packed with ideas, from where to stay and what to do, to some real hidden gems right across Argyle and the Isles. And if you're a local tourism or hospitality business, it's a fantastic way to get your story out there. By becoming a member of Wild About Argyle, you can showcase your business to a wider audience, be part of inspiring campaigns and access support that really helps you grow. It's all about working together to shine a light on everything that makes this place so special. So whether you're planning a visit or promoting your own business, head over to wildaboutargyle.co.uk and see what it's all about. Wild About Argyle. Discover it, share it, and be a part of it.
So you're going to teach geography in China.
Yeah.
What kind of school? How many
So it's a
kids?
British international school in a city called Nanjing, which is not too far from Shanghai. It's quite a small, nice school with lots of international children. So it should be really nice to sort of go on my next adventure straight away. I think I would find it quite difficult to go back to old life after having the year that I've had.
I so think you would find that really difficult.
Yeah, and I'm also quite pleased. I think some of my fellow crew who are not sure what comes next, those who've finished jobs or they're kind of working out what they're doing next, they know that they get off the boat and then they really need to start thinking about what's coming next. So I'm quite pleased that I've already got this lined up, that I don't really have to think about it anymore. I'm going, and then I can keep going after that.
I think if some people are going to find the end of this whole experience and journey quite difficult and heartbreaking, they're leaving behind something that's had obviously such a huge impact on their lives. If they've not got that next thing planned out, that must be quite difficult. But it sounds like you've got something just as good or even better planned.
For those people on the other side, it's also nice that they can take some time to think about what they want to do next. So there's two sides of it.
Yeah.
But I'm quite pleased that I know what's coming next, and then I don't have to think too much about it until later.
So what would you say to somebody who's thinking about doing the Clipper race or something like this, that's just this huge endurance challenge? And
I mean, I think if any of this remotely appeals to people, and I know that there are so many people who it absolutely does not appeal to, but if it even a little bit of somebody's intrigued, I really think investigating further is the first step. And if that keeps on building, just do it. I don't think anyone will regret it.
Yeah.
If you are into it and it's your thing or not, it's an experience to have, and you take that experience for what it is.
Yeah.
I really think you regret the things that you don't do. So if you've already got it in the back of your mind, like, oh, that looks interesting, start finding out more and then going for it from there.
Yeah, especially if you're at a time in your life where you really want to do something that's completely memorable and something that you'll never maybe get to do again in the same way. To me, it just sounds like the ultimate thing on your bucket list. It's I really want to do it
Yeah.
now as well.
Yeah, no,
I need to wait till my 13-year-old's left school and then I'll be off.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people as well. I think many of us spent many years thinking about it or saving for it or finding out a way to arrange life so that we could take time out to be able to do that, be that 1 leg or 8 legs.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it is a big decision, and not a lot of people are in a position to just go, oh yeah, I'm going to do that next week.
Of course, it's not.
But it is something, again, if you can find a way to make it work for you and you're interested, then and do it. And that applies to other adventures. If that's climbing Kilimanjaro or whatever it might be, like go and do those things and find a way to make it work.
Yeah, amazing. Well, so Lauren, now we're going to do our Blether and the Heather quick fire round. Okay, so this is where I ask you some questions and you give me your gut reaction answers, so we get to know a little bit more about Lauren and what makes you tick.
Okay.
And there's got to be no pauses on either side, not yours or mine. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, on you go. Sunday roast or seafood platter?
Seafood platter.
Sunset or sunrise?
Oh, on land it's a sunset, at sea it's a sunrise.
Rain or shine?
Shine. Yeah, most definitely.
What a stupid bloody question. Wild swim or kayaking?
Wild swim.
Fish and chips or haggis, snips and tatties?
Fish and chips.
Road trip or cruise?
Ooh. I'm going to say road trip if I can be the driver. Cruise if I could be crew. It depends, but definitely not cruising.
All right, fair enough. Cycle or hike?
Hike.
Oban or Edinburgh?
Oban.
Whiskey or wine?
Wine.
Gin or rum?
Gin.
Coastal walks or forest rambles?
Coastal walks.
It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you today.
It's great to have a chat.
And yeah, it's so good. And I know that in the next couple of days you're going to be getting ready to slip the lines and head off down to Portsmouth. And I wish you every success.
Thank you.
Let's hope we hear you. You're coming in first.
Oh, we'll work on it. We're working very hard. We're aiming for a podium, so we'll see how we go. But definitely we'll be working hard and doing everything we can.
Enjoy the rest of the week in this beautiful town. Are you going to Scary Ford tonight?
Unfortunately, the tickets are very much sold out, so I won't be there. And we've got a crew members' dinner as well, so we're going to get together. It's their birthday, so we're going to all get together and celebrate their birthday before we start to reduce the amount of alcohol we're drinking before we start sailing again on Sunday.
Getting it out your system.
Exactly.
Well, enjoy the meal tonight and happy birthday to the skipper.
Thank you. It's one of the other crew members.
Okay, happy birthday to that person. I hope they have a great time.
Thank you.
So today's been an absolute pleasure in this beautiful sunshine on this wonderful boat, only rocking ever so slightly. I would really like to thank Stephen Day, our podcast producer, and Christine Craig, our production assistant, for joining me today on the Tung Yung clipper boat, meeting Lauren on this wonderful day in Oban. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Blether and the Heather was sponsored by Wild About Argyll, and it was a YVEX Media production for westcoasttoday.co.uk. You can find other episodes of Blether and the Heather at www.westcoasttoday.co.uk/Blether. You can also find Blether and the Heather in Apple, Spotify, or your podcast service of choice. Search for Blether and the Heather, follow us, and never miss an episode.